What? You want to get relationship advice from me? Okay, fine. I'll talk about it. So, let's get at it. Hello, gentlemen. I'm Robert Johnson. Thank you for stopping by the Legacy Gentleman channel. So the other day I got asked on my Facebook page, what are my thoughts on men who are trying to become legendary and having long-term relationships? Whew, like that is a really big question. That is not really a short answer that I can give you, but I'm gonna give it a shot, and I think it's gonna take me more than one video. But let me let you know a little bit about me. I have been married for 23 years, been married to the same woman, and I got married in my early 20s, and we're happily married and we have children, and we've been together through ups and downs and thick and thins. And so this is how you can probably build up to being married that long if that's what you want to do. And I'll hopefully over a couple of videos be able to talk about getting you there. So the first thing you really have to do is make yourself ready for a relationship. And that's really being the best you can be. If you haven't noticed, men and women are different. And they are valued for different things in relationships, long-term and short-term relationship. When you look at a woman, she's mostly valued for her youth, her beauty, and her body. If you haven't noticed, those are things that women are pretty much born with or have, I don't know, sometime, to me, their whole life, but legally, 18 until, 60 for some women, except for that first thing. But definitely their beauty and their body, you can probably still keep that till 60. But for men, it's a little bit different. You're gonna be valued for your leadership skills, your ability to earn, your ability to protect, and really your things are going to have to be built up over time. So there are two different standards for men and women when it comes to actually even finding relationships. So my first thing I would say that us men, to actually be successful in a relationship, you're going to have to make yourself the best you can be. And the first thing that starts with is really, if nothing else fails, is to be in shape. And that is, if you're like the average American, we all need to lose some weight. You need to get fit and lose weight and actually gain muscle. And you need to have fitness as part of your lifelong journey. And it's because, yes, you want to look good. You want to look good in nice clothes, but you just want to be the best you can be physically. And if you're in shape and you are on the top of your game mentally, that usually is part of being a fit person. So the first thing for guys you have to be is you have to be in shape. So the next thing that you really want to do is really, go through this long process of understanding women. What women are going to want in their 20s and what men are going to want in their 20s, maybe a little close together. But as you started getting to your late 20s as a woman, and what you start getting into your late 20s as a man, you're gonna start seeing a divergence in wants and desires for a relationship. And this really because as a man, as I mentioned, they're kind of at late teens, have all this stuff that men want. And us as men, to actually learn leadership skills, learn how to be a good provider, and actually, build a strong body that's fit and in shape and build those habits. Those are actually things that's going to take time, and you're going to start being your most desirable probably in your late 20s, early 30s to mid 30s. Like for me, I know that, like I mentioned, I got married in my early 20s, and that was easy because of who my wife was and the values we shared. But I didn't really start being financially successful, i.e. making over 6 figures, really into my mid-30s. And that's you know, kudos on my wife for recognizing that as a possibility. But that was really our thing. Like we grew together, and I recognize that even in my early and mid 30s, you know, there were still early and mid 20 women wanting to be in a relationship with me, especially as I began to earn more. So the best thing you can do now in your early 20s, man, is look, don't get into a serious relationship. Seriously work on becoming the best you can be, hitting your stride and building a foundation so that you can be a strong provider and a strong leader in your family, because that's really going to be your value. The last thing that men we need to build is we need to build up ourselves with all these values, because that's more than anything is going to be the thing that's going to carry you through. You need to establish your values in as soon as possible, your teens or your early 20s, and let those values and principles guide your life. And then when you bring in, hopefully, just women that you're auditioning for being in a relationship, you bring them in and you test and rate them against these values that you have. The value of hard work, the value of family, the value of endless achievement and reaching for excellence. And that's what you're really going to be, the value that you're going to have to whatever relationship you have. And those are things that are going to have to be hardwired and established in you, that you're going to have to lead your long-term relationship, your girlfriend, and eventually your spouse and your children into. These values that you are going to have to make sure they're rock solid in yourself, because life happens. And you need to be moving forward, because no matter where you are, there's somebody more successful than you. And if you're not actually moving yourself into this direction, which is what men are supposed to be doing, we're supposed to be moving forward, achieving more, changing the world, bending the world around our will. And having those things in place are the only time you're actually really even ready to be in a relationship that is long-term. So that is my first set of things I want to talk about finding a long-term relationship and being a legacy gentleman, finding your legendary woman. Thank you for stopping by. Listen to me answer this first part of this question about how you find an actual long-term relationship as a legacy gentleman, and I will see you next time.